Gaining mastery over you being is to gain mastery over your thoughts, your emotion, your words, and your action. Yeah, thought, words, action, and emotion. Remember, those are the tool of your ultimate divine alchemist. So gaining mastery is also gaining insight, gaining realization, gaining epiphany about yourself. So truly gaining mastery over yourself is allowing your divine presence to lead the way. That really, in my experience, how I can truly define what is gaining mastery over oneself, allowing you divine presence to lead the way always. So you cannot gain mastery over yourself unless you gain a certain mastery over the practice of mindfulness. Without awareness and mindfulness, you cannot gain mastery over yourself, because it is 95% of the work is through the practice of mindfulness. You can go deeper and acquire a lot of, acquire maybe it's not the right word, to gain more awareness. And through this awareness, you gain more clarity, how you see things. You gain realization, you gain insight, you gain epiphany. All of this is beyond crucial and important to gain mastery over yourself. And you have seen that throughout all the programs so far, with all the practices that we have been doing and the meditation. So gaining mastery over yourself is also to become aware of the law of nature, the law of the universe. And there are several of them that are very crucial to understand them. One of them is karma. And we will talk about this one a little bit. And we will talk further about another law of the universe, is the three gunas. Many of you might not have heard of this one, because it's not as well known, and most people are not aware of this law. And you cannot gain mastery over oneself unless you become aware of how the universe works. And because remember, we are the microscopic of the macroscopic. Within our being, the whole universe is there. Remember, the blue pearl is within, right here between us, and the whole cosmos is there. And the divine is here in the shrine of that blue pearl. So karma is very misunderstood. And let's demystify that a little bit. Karma is just a memory of everything that get recorded. When a human being is born, comes with a karmic structure. We won't go into all in depth about karma, because for karma, there's a vast subject, very profound, and a lot to say. An entire voyage can be done, an entire video can be done on that. And it's so complex and profound, karma. What matters is that you understand that karma is just a memory. And it's been recorded through the samskara and the vasana. And that's why the practice of mindfulness and awareness by tapping into the Vishvayana Maya Kosha helps a lot with to mollify some of the karma, because in now when you're home now and you're fully mindful right now, karma cannot be recorded. It's not repressed because you in touch with this moment existentially and nothing get repressed. You can work it out right now in this moment. So karma is just the consequences of a cause, a memory. And you can see that at play. That's why sadhana is so also crucial, because through sadhana and profound meditation, you can nullify a lot of the karma. So just become aware and mindful as you go along throughout your journey that you do not want to accumulate this karma. And that's why becoming mindful, I cannot stress enough on this practice of bringing you back in this moment by your mindful breath, bringing back your mind with your body temple in this very moment. My home is now. And it brings a sense of oneness and equanimity and peace and harmonious energy within yourself. One very important element of your magic wand of an alchemist, beside the thought, the words, the action, the energy, and is the energy. Because with all of this, you're creating the right energy through the sadhana, through your practices, and you start seeing the fruit of your practices. So the gunas, what are the gunas? There are 3 gunas. They are principle, they are quality of the universe, of the cosmos. How they work is the work of the source, the work of the divine. However, to become mindful and aware how they affect your life and your energy, to become aware of what are they and which one dominate your life. So we'll go over all the 3 gunas. The 3 gunas, you could look at them as a quality of how the whole universe is being governed. And you see that in everything. Everyone is subjected to the 3 gunas. 3 gunas, you could look at them, the 3 principles that govern and make this cosmos work. And it's very empowering, because when you become aware of what is the guna that dominate my energy, my being, then you can do something about it. So the first one of the 3 gunas is sattva. You can say sattva, like bodhisattva, but just Buddha. Buddha, bodhisattva, some of you might know that. It's one who is above the buddhi, above the mana, beyond the mind and the intellectual, and can tap straight into the cosmic mind of God, of the source, the creator. Sattva is based on, it springs from the principle of lucidity and consciousness. So sattva quality, when they manifest within us, you will see that into someone who is calm, someone who is grounded, centered, someone who is feeling a sense of equanimity, magnanimity, of a sense of harmony with everything in the universe, someone who is doing spiritual practice. Let's talk about that for a moment. How does sattva, what we call sattvic or sadguna, the sadguna, they're all the same. One is an adjective, one is a name, a noun. So if you look at how can you see that your life is sattvic? And I will share with you, my babies, one of my secrets that I haven't shared. One more secret for you. What I have discovered on my own throughout my spiritual awakening, my self-realization is when you increase your sattva, your sattvic nature, because we all have it. Let's make this clear. I want to stress out this point. We all are within ourselves. We all have the three gunas, but one will always dominate, always. And your work is to become mindful which one is dominating right now in your life. So the secret I was going to share with you is increase your sattvic nature. Let the sattva dominate, the sadguna dominate into your life. When you increase your sattvic nature, this is how you change the energy of your being. That element of your magic wand as an alchemist. I'm sharing that secret because it's so crucial, it's so important that you become mindful and aware of what's dominating your energy right now. Is it sattvic or is it rajasic, quality, which we'll talk about, or is it tamasic, which is the third one? So let's go back for a moment for sattva. So here are all the beautiful quality how a sattvic nature is being expressed into your life through spiritual practices, meditation, japa, chanting, and walking meditation. It can be expressed as well in what you eat. If you eat a diet that is vegetarian and a vegan, even better, because it will affect your whole energy. The prana in the food, which is something we're going to talk about in the last voyage on the body temple, is your your body, and is your temple, your shrine. And I'm trying to remember the title. So sattvic expression is in your devotional nature, in seva, volunteering, doing something that is completely selfless to help others and help all living beings. And it can be expressed in not drinking alcohol, for example. Not alcohol, let me make a point about alcohol, like drinking whatever alcohol is. It does affect your lucidity, your consciousness. Remember that sattva springs from the principle of lucidity and consciousness. So whatever is further away from that, it's not sattvic. So if you drink alcohol and you drink regularly, or even a glass of wine, it will affect your consciousness. It will affect your lucidity. If someone does drug, it will affect your lucidity. and your consciousness. Let's see, what other sattvic quality? Just being on the spiritual path is sattvic. To be devotional, to practice mindfulness, and to have a healthy lifestyle. All the sattvic lifestyle that is with prayer, with contemplation, with self-introspection, with invocation. You see my point? Everything that elevates your energy to vibrate at a higher, higher maybe is not the right words, a more expanded, a more vibrant energy. It's all conducive to bring the sadguna into your life. Chanting is a japa, is a big one also, to change your energy. And that will be an aspect we will talk in our next voyage on mantra. And how you can, because all of this are great technique to show you how you can have mastery over your energy, how you can bring the sattvic quality into your life and allow it to dominate your life. The second guna is rajastic. Rajoguna. What is that guna? Rajastic is based on, spring from the principle of action. Everything that is into movement, into motion, that is of a lot of doership in it, that is rajastic, rajguna. You see that in the universe, how things are, everything is active, how the bees are going after the flowers to spread the pollen, how you see the ant working to make their little nest and carry food around. Everything in the universe, one point I want to make sure it's clear. Each guna are as important as the other one, because that is what makes the fabric of the universe, to create, to manifest what we see here in the cosmos. So if you look at the tree, how through the season, how through the winter you see a more tamasic nature into the tree. It doesn't look like much activity is happening. To a certain level, activity is happening, but much more in the spring. When spring comes, then there's another quality that dominates more, that is more Raj guna, with the Rajastic quality that bring about the flowers, the blossoming of the flowers, the blossoming of the fruit in the tree. So you see, everything in the cosmos affect, those three gunas are interplay. What I wanted to say about, let's go back for a moment about the Satguna. Satguna, what you will notice in the beginning, you might have a little misery, a little suffering, a little pain. Like, for instance, you're lacking discipline and it's hard getting up in the morning and doing sadhana, or as an example, or your heart is filled with sorrow and you feel your heart, anahata, is opening up, and you are becoming aware of what's happening in your heart, and then you feel a volcano of emotion about to erupt. But you see the point, but it is sattvic because by allowing it to come out and to let it heal, you allowed that. So in the beginning, with the sadguna that dominates more into your nature, will definitely bring a lot of healing for you. And it will have a little bit misery in the beginning when I look back at my life. Yeah, but you can push through it. You break the boundary. Just know it's like cancer coming out of you. Allowed it to come out. You know, when you have a wound that has pus and then you press it, you allowed it to come out, then it's the only way you can allow it to heal yourself. So, but know that a sattvic, sadguna, in a long run, it will bring pleasure, happiness, and joy, and equanimity, and ecstasy and bliss. It's always the case. So that's why Sri Devi Mayi Ma is saying to you, allow your sattvic nature to come, increase, and by knowing all the different quality we talked about, how sattvic nature can be expressed in those quality, increase your sattva, allow it to dominate your life, increase your sadhana, and those are the things that when we talk about sadhana, Dian, I will ask you some specific question for you to reflect. Like self-introspection is a quality that is sattvic as well. So know the sattvic, sadguna, when it dominates your life, allow it by having a lifestyle that is more sattvic. Allow it to take over your life. This is how you're going to make leaps and bounds spiritually. So that's number one. And just be aware and mindful that in the beginning you might have a little misery, but just know it's part of the process. Allow it to be healed, and you will see how the benefits are so tremendous. It's so worth it. As a matter of fact, is the only way to grow. Is the only way to allow your true divine presence to come and lead the way. This is how you're going to gain mastery over yourself. So let's go back to the Rajno Guna. Okay. So rajasic quality, based stream on the principle of action. So you know now, someone, this is how it's been expressed, someone who's dominated by that quality, you will see there will be either out of balance or out of control, or could be a work alcoholic. Is that you? Your life is completely out of balance? Or you take on too many projects and you work 18 hours a day, you've been completely possessed by your work. And so those are the things you look at. It's okay temporarily for a moment if Rajoguna takes over. It's okay for a short period of time in your life, maybe you starting your own business, and for a short period of time. But make sure that you always bring the sattvic quality in you. Even if you're in a time where you're super busy at your life, don't allow it for you to become out of balance. So the Rajoguna is can be helpful for a short period of time as long as you are aware and mindful. And but don't stop doing your sadhana. Don't stop being mindful. One aspect of Rajoguna I'm thinking is I want to give you some other example. But overall, it's been expressed in someone who will be dominated by that quality, will tend to be more selfish, maybe more controlling, maybe more self-centered. They will cause more harm around other and cause harm for themselves. Someone who's dominated by the sattvic quality will tend to be more mindful of ahimsa, of non-violence. They have a certain equanimity and they're mindful and aware of everything around them and to not cause harm to other being. As a matter of fact, that quality of ahimsa is also sattvic. So the last guna is tamasic. Tamoguna. Tamasic spring from the principle of inertia. Inertia is important too in the universe because it's always in balance. You see that in nature, how it's all activated. Certain guna will dominate at a certain time. But when it comes for us, human beings who are like you as a sincere seeker who wants to self-realize, to experience your divine presence, it's essential that you allow your sattvic nature to dominate. So, tamasic, as we said, is spring from the principle of inertia. Inertia will be expressed in laziness, procrastination, a lot of sleep. Is that you? So look at your life. Which one of the three guna dominate your life right now in your life? And write that down. Reflect on that and see how you can increase your sattvic nature. That's the other question that we will discuss a little further. So in tamasic guna, there will be immediate pleasure in the beginning. Immediate. You will feel, that's why like drinking a lot of alcohol, someone who does drug will feel a pleasure. But in the long run, it will bring you a lot of misery and pain. And it's possible that you might be hit for a period of your life dominated by Satguna because you have a major health crisis. That's okay, that's fine. I have gone through that myself. And it's sometimes it's necessary. If you need a lot of sleep, you need to nurture yourself, then tamasic will take over. Then just allow it, because if you are in that state, it's important that you just rest and you allow your tamasic quality to come in that stage. But most of the time, tamasic quality is expressed in a lot of laziness, procrastination, someone who doesn't meditate, someone who is not on the spiritual path, someone who maybe eat a diet that is very unhealthy, devoid of prana, of life force energy, someone who may be does drug and alcohol. All of this is very, very tamasic. So tamasic will bring a lot of pleasure in the beginning, and tremendous misery and pain overall. The same as for the Rajno guna, the rajasic quality, brings immediate pleasure, but in the long run, not only it can bring misery and pain, but it can bring conflict, it can bring tension. So if I look back at my life, I want to share with you a story. Are you willing for a little story about gaining mastery? Because gaining mastery is a progression. Igniting your divine presence, it's done. So keep it ignited by the fire of all the tool we have talked about, the practices. And more empowerment is going to be imparted to you as well in phase 2, when we do the initiation in Siddha Satchit Ananda Kriya meditation. So gaining mastery, it comes back way back when I was 16 years old, and some of you might know the story. It's in my book, Becoming the Light, Realize Your True Enlightened Nature. I was sitting at the table at the time with my mother. It was not long after my father had left, maybe 5 years later, and I felt really out of control, and I was starting to feel a sense of my divine presence. I had a glimpse there and there, but there was so much repressed in my anahata, and I was feeling a lot of anger, a lot of deep sorrow. And we were having dinner, and my mother brought up about a program she had watched of this star who started talking about eating and going to the bathroom and putting her finger into her mouth and vomiting. In those days, I had no idea. It was called bulimia. Bulimia, unfortunately, is a tremendous compulsive disease of so many millions of people on our planet. And it's a compulsive, maladaptive behavior. And I suffer from that, and it hit me so strong in my 16. And when I heard my mother say that, I thought, oh my God. And I was shocked to hear that. And all I know, 2 days later, I was in the restroom, and I put my finger into my mouth. And it was a battle that I went through for years. And I invoked, in those days I was invoking the Ascended Master. I was praying to the Divine Mother for help. I even went to see my primary doctor, and I shared with them what I was experiencing. I was fully mindful and aware of what I was facing, but I could not understand why this was happening, and it was beyond my control. But I was determined inside that I was going to overcome it. And with mindfulness and awareness and sheer grace, I did. And if you want to hear more, the whole story is in Becoming the Light. And it was devastating for a teenager to go through this. Bulimia is a very serious disease. I mean, it can actually kill you, and it has killed many young people, and that they completely lose control of that behavior, take over their control. And all of this, I overcame it in several years by the grace of our Creator, through mindfulness and through awareness and through willpower as well. And what helped me a lot also in those days is Mikhail Ivanov. He was a beautiful master. Now he's an ascended master. He created, I believe it was called the Fraternité Blanche. And I remember reading a book. I think it was called The Yoga of Nutrition. And I remember he is long gone now. He has been so long ago. He was actually not even alive when I read that book. And I discovered yoga. Actually, it was the first time I discovered yoga when I was 16-year old, truly, because I remember reading and he was talking about nutrition, and it completely changed my perspective, how I saw that. And it didn't take a long time. I gained mastery. I started looking as food as God. Because truly, when you look at your food in your plate, you see everything. The sunshine is there. You eat an apple, the sunshine is there. The rain is there. The tree is there. Everything is in there. The wind, all the element, Mother Earth is in there. The Creator, the Divine is there. And then I started seeing things like that. And I started seeing truly my body as a temple, as a shrine for the divine. And that was the very beginning of my own spiritual awakening. And I overcame bulimia. And you can do it also if you suffer from that or any other disorder, whatever is, if you have a compulsive mind. A compulsive mind, and the last thing I'm going to share about the three gunas, and we'll go over the sadhana. What I would love to do in this voyage is to lead you in a guided meditation on the power of the mindful breath, and which bring you to a sense of oneness, of embracing everything as your own being. But before we do that, let's go over the sadhana. Sadhana. In your journal, take the time this week to write those questions. What are my vasana and my samskara? Become aware of them. Become mindful. Which one dominate into your life? What is it that the tendency that you have, that you want, and tendency could be a pattern about your life, that you have a tendency, a pattern, it could be a mind pattern, which we'll talk further about that. So sit down and do self-introspection and contemplation, because this is not something that can be done in 5 minutes. It will be something that you need to reflect over the coming weeks. Next question. What among the three gunas are dominating your life? Is your life dominated by the tamo guna, tamasic? Are you really lazy, procrastinating, or sleeping too much? Do you have discipline? Because you cannot gain mastery over yourself if you don't have discipline. You see, discipline, to acquire discipline, become a sattvic quality in you. Because when you have that discipline, it's hard in the beginning. You might be a little miserable, but in the long run, you will experience, oh, look, I have mastery over myself. You can make yourself do things that you don't want. And those things that you don't want, that are good for you, will turn out to be that you love them. You will say, God, I never thought in my life I could love sitting and meditate. I never thought in my life I would love doing walking meditation. Or I never thought in my life I would become a vegan and enjoy eating raw, organic, vegan food that is full of prana. You will surprise yourself. And so, also the mind pattern. Think of your mind pattern. Did you know that your mindset can be either sattvic, meaning calm, peaceful, harmonious, non-agitated? Is your mind pattern like that? Is it sattvic? Or is it rajasic, agitated, overactive, overbombarded with thoughts and be bothered? Or is it tamasic, lazy, inertia, kind of sleepy? So write down in your journal, ask yourself those questions, and ask yourself, how can I increase my sattvic nature? What is it I need to change? Is that to stop drinking alcohol, or is it changing my diet? Or is it stopping smoking? Maybe it's increasing sadhana, meditating more, speaking gently, lovingly, practicing more mindfulness, and practicing more becoming aware of your daily consumption. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning of Becoming the Light. And practicing deep listening and loving speech. So look at that, all in depth, and ask yourself, be humble, ask yourself genuinely, what can I do to bring my sattvic quality in me? And implement it. Go for it. It will uplift you. Even if it's a little tiny misery in the beginning, the price, the benefit are so beyond you can imagine in a long run. And you see, the beauty of that is when you have made the change and you see transformation, there is no way you can go back. This has been my experience. So, gaining mastery, remember, one step at a time, baby steps. And you have within you a baby Buddha. Today, I wanted to celebrate you and celebrate. It is actually full moon today, and is Buddha Purnima. It's a special moon in the sense is the full moon that Gautama the Buddha got, well, they say got or attained enlightenment, but there's nothing to attain. He realized enlightenment. And so today we're celebrating this beautiful being who came on earth and self-realized and left behind such beautiful teaching. And also we're celebrating you, my baby, because you're my baby Buddha. Remember, Buddha only means one who is above the buddhi, as I said in the beginning, beyond the intellectual. And so anyone can be a Buddha. So you, today, you the baby Buddha, you have the seed in you. And maybe you even blossoming. I know many of you are in full bloom. So we will do the meditation, and I will ask you to sit comfortably with your spine straight and turn your hands upwards, and you will close your eyes. And so before we do that, you have your sadhana, and so write all of this question and answer and reflect on that over the coming weeks. And you can even share that with us even when we meet on Zoom, and know that we're going to meet in person. We will definitely have retreat, and we would love to have a place in India, in Rishikesh, and so you could come and visit, maybe even here in California. So it is the grace of the Divine Mother, and so we will meet in person when things comes more, that we finally come out of this pandemic. So we will start the meditation. So gaining mastery over yourself is cultivating your divine garden. So let's look at the divine garden for a moment. You see, gaining mastery, see, like we said, is a progression, right? If you look at a plant, at a seed, let's look at a seed for a moment, a mango seed. A mango seed needs the rich soil, the right amount of sunlight, the right amount of rain to grow into a beautiful sprout. And that beautiful sprout can grow into a plant and to a tree, and then it flowers, it blossoms, and then the fruit comes, the mango comes. So you see, gaining mastery is a progression. And be aware that too much protection can hamper your progress and your progression. So what Devi Ma means by that is become mindful that if you're protecting yourself too much, you cannot break your boundaries. So allow yourself to be a little vulnerable. Remember what you have seen in previous voyages about the power of vulnerability, sensitivity, and universal belonging. So all of this, that's why it's crucial, because too much sunlight, the sprout will burn. Too much water, too much rain, the sprouts or the plant will drown. And so you are within yourself, you know the amount of protection. And become mindful that if you're protecting yourself too much, it's not going to help you. So a few last things. You see, the Sattvic lifestyle will bring you a sense of oneness. You will start to expand and feeling divine love within you, being a sense of harmony, equanimity, versus and joy and success in everything you do, versus someone who is more expressing quality that are tamasic, will tend to be more self-destructive. Someone who is depressed, for example, who's falling into the rabbit hole, who is in the darkness, will tend to be more destructive if the tamasic guna, the tamo guna, will dominate in their life. So the last most important element of gaining mastery over yourself is the breath. If you don't have mastery over your mindful breath, and this has been my experience, you will never gain mastery over your entire being. So remember that, my dear, it is everything. Don't underestimate the power of breathing in the divine. Prana is the most extraordinary miracle. The breath is the most extraordinary miracle. So we have gone through the sadhana for this week. Let's do this guided meditation. Sit down straight with your spine up, straight, your hands turn upward, I meant to say. Close your eyes and take one deep breath, joyful breath. Sit with your leg cross-legged. Just make sure your spine is straight. The Merudanda, the spine is the Merudanda. Remember from previous voyage, is the axis between earth and the infinity. And allow you being to be here completely relax. Bring your mind right now 100% back into your body temple. And put your awareness at the Muladhara, at the very base of your perineum. And put your consciousness, your awareness on your spine, on your breath, on the movement of your inhale. Keep breathing in. Keep putting the awareness, your mindful breath, going up the Muladhara to your Vishuddhi, all the way up to your throat, going up and down your spine. And release all tension, release all conflict. Release everything that doesn't serve you, all negative energy. And take a second deep breath, release everything, body, mind is one. And you breathe deeply, feel the movement of prana. You breathe in the divine. You're breathing in God, coming in and caressing your entire spine. Allow it to come and release all tension. Take another deep, profound breath with your mindful breathing, allowing the deep awareness of your spirit touching every cell, every particle of your being. Release everything right now in this moment that doesn't serve you. All tension, conflict, sadness, sorrow, anger, frustration, everything in this moment leaves you. Feel, put your consciousness going up and down through your Merudanda on your spine, gently caressing. Turn your chin upward, look upward. Keep breathing gently and slowly, like a river who's merging with the ocean of divine love. Now, visualize, see the light of the Creator, of the Source, of God, penetrating up from above on top of your Swasara, right above your head. There's shift of divine light crossing through your entire Merudanda, going all the way down to your Muladhara, a shift of bright white light, beautiful white light, powerful, magnificent divine light of our Creator. And see in that white light going through your entire spine, you see all the color of God, all the color of the springs, from white to yellow to green, blue, orange, red, violet, See the light piercing through all your chakra, all the major chakra, from your Saraswara to your Ajna in your third eye, through your Vishuddhi in your throat, through the Ajna and through your heart center, through your Manipuraka, Swadhisthana, and all the way to the Muladhara, going through powerfully into your being. And that light of the Divine Mother is spreading through your entire being. Every cell, every particle of your being is illuminated with all the light of the Divine. You see it. You see yourself of your body, every particle bright, brighter than the sky. Know that the light within you is brighter than the sunlight in the sky. Delve deep into your being right now. All treasure are buried. See how this light penetrates every particle, every cell of your body temple. See every of your cell radiate with the rainbow of the light of the Divine Mother. And as you visualize, keep bringing the mindfulness on your breath. Inhale the Divine Mother within, healing everything in your body temple, in your heart, everything that needs to be healed right here in this moment by the grace of our Creator. See every cell of your body temple are starting to spread and evaporate into the atmosphere. They're leaving, they're dismantling, and they're spreading throughout. And each one, as they leave your body temple, you see them, they are the trees and the ocean and the river and the flower garden and the animal and the cat and the deer and elephant. As yourself who are permeating with the prana, with the life force energy of Shakti, of primordial energy, vibrating with the divine light of God, they all manifest and become the cosmos. See that who you are is everything in the cosmos. The bird flying in the sky, the blue sky, the people, your brother, your sister on the planet, all the animals, the tigers and the dogs and the cows, all insects, the bee, the ant, and every living beings are yourselves, and they are all coming out of you as such. Visualize them. Visualize Shri Devi Mayi Ma right now within your being, into your spine, eliminating with the Divine Mother and all the Ascended Master and Shiva, eliminating every particle of your being, the wind, the sun, the nebula, see the star, see Mother Earth, all is ocean. And as you see all of this dematerializing and rematerializing into is truly you, the entire being that you are, dematerializing. You see no one is there anymore. You have evaporated. There, all the cells of your particle are one with the entire cosmos. And the galaxy after galaxy, see the star and the nebula, and you are completely one with everything. All the cells particle of your body temple as merged as one right now in the light of the Creator, of the Divine Mother. And keep breathing, put your awareness on your breath. And keep on breathing gently. Take your own time, take your own time. You can rub your hands together and then rub your eyes. Put them on your eyes gently. Often it's good to do that, to come back gently. This is a meditation you can repeat over the week if you want. And eventually I will have guided meditation audio, many different kind that you can download and you can do regularly at home. So I hope you spend time in your cocoon, in your baby Buddha, in the beautiful being that you are, the miracle that you are.